Hello Guardians, it is Ebontis, and we are actually going to solve the full Imbaru Engine. I thought we were done. I was wrong, and I think most of the rest of the community was too. But we have a final one to solve, and it is a doozy of a puzzle, so I'm going to kind of walk you through how it works, and the systems kind of involved in it. I'm not going to go through all of the actual data gathering. I will kind of show you the final solution. So if you do want to figure that out on your own, you're going to need to go through and kind of do the digging yourself, but I'll at least show you how it all works and how the pieces work. So first thing is we need to be able to get to the top floor of the Imbaru Engine, which means we need a new card. So the new card is available, and it's found atop the pillar in the Altar of Ferocity in the Altars of Summoning. So let's go to the Altars of Summoning, and I'll show you where that's at. All right, so at any point you're going to get a break, whether it's when you start or later on in between encounters, or maybe after your group finishes an encounter. If you face the big structure here with the door, you're going to head to the right over here. And this little section with the two columns, you'll see a pillar over here on the right, and you'll actually see the card kind of floating up there now as you get over to it. Just a few people have done the same thing I have. It's really fun to get stuck. But all you gotta do is jump up here. All I did, there's probably 20 different ways to get up there. I just jumped on the statue, and this jumps straight up, and your card will be up here. Once you've got this, you can go into the Imbaru Engine and actually see what the top floor holds. Alright, so once you've gone into the Altars of Summoning, you've picked up your card, then you need to head back to the Lectern of Divination, go to the table, activate the card, completely activate it. Remember, make sure there's that little check mark on the very bottom. And then what it's going to allow you to do is go to the top of the Imbaru Engine. Now, you don't have to do the puzzles again once you've solved them once. So all you have to do is run to the door that typically would open once you've solved them previously, and just say proceed through. You don't need to activate the encounter, you can just totally skip it. And then you usually go through the, spinning, moving columns and stuff and work your way up the lifts all the way to the top floor. Now, the top floor will have a new room available, and I'll show you that a little bit later in the video once we get into kind of showing you where the fire is and stuff like that. But once you get into that room, there are going to be 3 unlit braziers that you need to bring flames to, or you need to go find the flames for those 3. One of them is located, it says, in the mists of the spire, or the fog of the spire, or something like that. I'll put the picture on screen. One of them is in the spire, so Savathon Spire, and one is in Altars of Summoning. So what I'm going to do now is kind of talk you through the footage that I've got for each one. So the first one is going to be Savathon Spire. Now, when you're in Savathon Spire, you need to go through the first 2 combat encounters completely, and then you're going to get to the point where you see all the 3 symbols and you're working through the traversal section with those symbols. When you get to the point where where you kind of jump out onto a platform and you're looking at the very thin columns that you would, jump to one of the symbol doors, you should also have a deep sight activation point on that platform. What you need to do is activate the deep sight and then turn back away from those pillars, kind of back towards where you came. And you're going to see a couple new platforms that you can jump on. You're going to kind of jump towards the first one that's closest to you, and you're going to have to jump out a little bit and around the corner. Same thing, out a little bit and around the corner again, and then down below on kind of a recessed ledge, you are going to find the flame for Savathon Spire. Again, if you've made it to the final combat encounter, you have gone too far. It is in the traversal section after the second encounter, before the end. So if you get to the point where you see the final card, especially if you're with a group, back it up, turn around, you gotta go back and find your points. So that is the one for Savathon Spire. Now the next one is going to be in the Altars of Summoning. Now the flame in Altars of Summoning is something you typically have to wait between breaks. So if you join one that is in progress, like somebody's in the middle of one, you're probably going to be transported into the activity. Fight through it, get it done. If they're trying to go through the whole sequence, you may just have to go through the whole sequence, finish it up, spin to witch key, who knows. But either way, once you're done and you get a break, what you're going to be looking for is you're going to be looking for the newest area that we got access to. So you have the 3 ones that you could drive to, and then there's one with a door. The one with the door specifically is where we're going to be headed towards. Once you get right to that door entrance, turn to your right, don't go through the doorway, just before it. Turn to your right, you're going to find some deep sight activation, fog cloud thing again. Activate the deep sight, and then you need to hop up the platforms to the right, kind of up on the mountain ledge. And then as you work your way up the platforms, you'll kind of spot it as you go. And then if you can make sure and get your jumps right, jump all the way up there, and you should be able to find that second green flame kind of up on the mountainside. And again, these are all deep sight related, so You use those platforms, and then once you're done, just hop your way back down and you're good. So that is the one for Altars of Summoning. Third one is going to be in the Imbaru Engine. Now this one specifically is in the first room of the Imbaru Engine, the one with kind of the twisted puzzles, but you don't need to activate the actual encounter per se. If you've already done it before, you're good. All you need to do is activate the deep sight. And basically, if you're looking at the door that you would kind of activate the puzzle and then pick the one of the two chests on the floor, then if you turn around, the second step of the puzzle room is those three chests kind of up on that first platform. What you're going to do is if you look up from that platform, you're going to see the actual flame up there. From there, what you need to do is you need to grab the deep. So now that you know where it's at, you're going to grab the deep sight, and then you're going to just kind of have to turn on the deep sight and try and figure out a path that works for you to be able to jump your way up the side of that wall while dodging the swinging big spiky chandelier, and then grab your third flame. Now that you've got all three, you can proceed all the way to the top and actually activate all three flames at the same time. So that's why I would recommend doing Savathon Spire and Altars of Summoning first, then going to the Imbaru Engine to get the third flame, head all the way to the top, and then now we will talk about the finale. So if you've done all the puzzles previously, you can just run up to the door and it says proceed through the Imbaru Engine and you're good to go. But once you've got the card activated, this is going to be your new room that I was talking about. And if you come in here, you're going to attune the braziers. And if you've collected all three flames, then at this point, you're going to now rekindle all three flames. Now I came up here and looked in this room first. So I don't know if you need to look in this room before you go searching for all the flames, but if that's the case, that's all you got to do. Once all three are activated, this door over here is going to open, and this is going to be the puzzle. What's going to happen is so the way this whole puzzle works is you're going to complete the test of truth and lies. So if you come over here, you're going to see the unveil the lie. This is going to be the, the non-Imbaru symbol. I always call this one the jellyfish. You're going to have two lies. And then if you come over here, you're going to have Imbaru, and these things are off-center, but, I'm sure they'll fix that at some point. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. And one truth. So now what's going to happen is you're going to have these little flaming guys, and they're on every puzzle level. So the first floor with the symbols all around the room. Second floor where you shoot the different enemies in the right order. Third floor, which we were just next to, where you kind of figure out where the symbols are located, the navigation one around the door. All of those have these in them. And what you'll notice is if you activate one, you'll see a symbol. And this one is, whatever you want to call him. So he's got the little notch up here, and that's his symbol. You've got the hamburger symbol. Both of those have circles around them. And then this one is the little A symbol, and that has a little triangle. And every one of these that you activate will activate different symbols on three different ones. So you've got four little flaming pillars here, four little flaming statues. Each one you reveal, and you can go back and forth between all you want, is going to reveal different statues. And each floor, or each puzzle of this place, so if I go back out into the third area, I'll at least show you guys for an example. If I run back out here, same thing is in effect, same thing is on the second floor, same thing on the first floor. So if I go over to, doing this out of order, sorry. So this one that we've been in before, but since I've activated the test at the top, these doors are not going to be the thing that activates. Now all of it's down below. So you would jump down there, turn one on, see which symbols are activated, and that is how you gather all the data that you need. So then when you're done with gathering the data, you come back in here. What you're going to notice is you've got the ability to activate these or not. Now, all this is just like showing you this room's information, so it doesn't matter which ones are look like this specifically. It's more the fact of which ones you're going to activate. You've got this is on. and then you can turn it off. So at this point, I'm going to show you guys the solution to the puzzle. So if you want to solve it yourself, pause the video before I go any farther in the video. And if you've enjoyed this so far, drop a like, subscribe, and find me anywhere you find my content. If you want to see what comes next, now you can proceed forward in the video. So the ones that you're going to be looking for is this guy right here. We're going to go burger. Come over here. You're going to have, I don't know what you call this guy, little happy dance. This one, which is the one I call with like the little V mark on it. Then if you come over here, you're going to have the equals, kind of what I would call the equals turret from some of my previous runs. Come over here, and this is the jumping for joy dude. Different instances, I've had different names for him. So it's that one, and then you've got your final two over here. So 3 dots, very easy to remember, and the ice cream cone. Once you've got all of those activated, and the reason for the activation, it's like the 2 truths, or the 2 lies and 1 truth, and as you go around, some have circles, some have triangles, which one's the truth, which one's the lie. Some testing and everything, a whole bunch of people worked on the solution to this thing, but once you've got all those activated, you're going to come up here, you're going to submit your final puzzle, this door should open. So at this point, I'm not going to go down the hallway to show you what's down there. It leads into what we're going to be dealing with next season, which I do think is very cool. If you want that not spoiled, then, turn off the video, turn off Twitter, and try not to read anything else, and go jump in, solve the puzzle, and see what it is for yourself. But at this point, I'm going to leave the video here for you guys to just wrap up so I don't show you anything else. The cinematic's going to be out there probably anywhere you want to find it, so if you want to see it, absolutely do that one. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like below. If you enjoy my guides, subscribe to the channel, hit that alert bell so my videos make it to you. Find me on Twitch and Twitter. I'm going to be co-streaming on Twitch and Twitter, especially for the podcast. Not sure on both on everything else, but definitely follow all the channels, and I'll see you guys in the next one.